Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoyed the story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The shadows in the snow. The wind howled through the desolate peaks, carrying with it an otherworldly chill that cut through even the thickest layers. The remote ski lodge, nestled on the edge of the mountain range, stood as the only refuge against the relentless onslaught of the supernatural snowstorm. Once a place of joy and laughter, it now echoed with the haunting whispers of the shadows that lurked in the snow. As the storm raged on, the living inhabitants of the lodge huddled together, their breath visible in the frigid air. They shared uneasy glances, each face etched with fear and uncertainty. The lodge, surrounded by an impenetrable wall of swelling snow, became an isolated island in a sea of darkness. It all began innocently enough. A group of friends seeking an adventurous getaway had chosen this lodge for its seclusion and promise of untouched slopes. Little did they know that the mountain held secrets buried beneath this pristine snow. On the first night, as they gathered around the crackling fireplace, a strange melody filled the air. The wind seemed to carry the distant echoes of laughter and merriment. Unbeknownst to the living, the storm had awakened the shadows of those who had met their untimely end on the treacherous slopes. The shadows, once mere remnants of the past, now took on a tangible form. Dark silhouettes danced eerily in the snow, their movements synchronized with the haunting melody. It soon became clear that these were the spirits of the mountain, restless and vengeful. As the living struggled to make sense of the spectral phenomenon, an old, withered journal was discovered in the lodge's library. It spoke of an ancient curse that befell the mountain centuries ago, a curse born of tragedy and betrayal. The only way to appease the spirits and break the cycle was to uncover the truth and make amends for the sins of the past. Desperation set in as the storm showed no signs of abating. The group ventured into the heart of the blizzard, guided by the faint whispers of the shadows. Each step was a struggle against the biting cold and the relentless wind, but the living were driven by a determination to unravel the mysteries of the mountain. As they delved deeper into the shadows, the air thickened with sorrow and regret. Spectral figures materialized, recounting their final moments on the slopes, their voices blending into a chorus of anguish. The group was led to a forgotten part of the mountain, where the remains of an ancient tragedy lay buried beneath layers of snow. The truth unfolded like a chilling narrative. A betrayal among friends, an ill-fated race down the slopes, and a series of events that left souls bound to the mountain in perpetual torment. The living felt the weight of the past bearing down on them, and the shadows watched with hollow eyes, awaiting judgment. In an act of redemption, the group worked tirelessly to unearth the remnants of the past. They erected a makeshift memorial, offering prayers and apologies to the spirits that lingered. As the last piece of the puzzle fell into place, the wind began to subside, and the storm gradually abated. The shadows, now freed from the shackles of their tortured existence, dissipated into the fading snow. The once isolated lodge found itself bathed in an eerie calm as the clouds parted, revealing a sky untouched by the supernatural tempest. The group returned to the lodge exhausted but triumphant. The air was lighter and the haunted melody had ceased. The mountain, once a place of despair, now bore the marks of redemption. Yet, as the living gazed out at the snow-covered landscape, they couldn't shake the feeling that the mountain held more secrets, more stories waiting to be uncovered. The shadows in the snow were gone, but the echoes of the past lingered, a reminder that some mysteries are best left undisturbed. And so, the remote ski lodge stood as a silent witness to the unfathomable forces that dwelled within the heart of the mountains, waiting for the next group of unsuspecting souls to carve their destinies on the slopes of the haunted peaks. The group spent the following days recovering from the harrowing ordeal, attempting to return to a semblance of normalcy. The once frozen atmosphere in the lodge gradually thawed, and the warmth of the fireplace seemed to chase away the lingering specters of the shadows. However, an unspoken tension persisted among the survivors, an awareness that the mountain still held secrets that eluded even the bravest among them. As the group rested and regrouped, a peculiar occurrence began to unfold. Strange symbols, etched into the frost-laden windows, appeared each night, seemingly drawn by an unseen hand. The symbols whispered of ancient pacts and mystical connections to forces beyond comprehension. The living couldn't decipher their meaning, but an uneasy feeling settled upon them, as if the mountain itself were communicating through arcane symbols. One restless night, the survivors awoke to the sound of footsteps echoing through the hallways. Faint whispers accompanied the ghostly footfalls, and the group followed the eerie sounds to the lodge's library, where the weathered journal that had revealed the mountain's curse lay open. The journal, once silent, now seemed to write itself, chronicling a new chapter in the mountain's dark history. It told of an ancient pact made with a forgotten entity, a being that hungered for the souls of those who dared to challenge the mountain's treacherous slopes. The entity, angered by the disturbance caused by the living, sought retribution for the disruption of the delicate bonds between the mortal and the supernatural. The survivors, now bound by fate and circumstance, realized that their actions had unleashed forces far beyond their understanding. The mountain demanded not only redemption for past sins, but an ongoing commitment to preserving the equilibrium between the living and the supernatural. Guided by the cryptic symbols and the whispers of the shadows that still lingered, the group embarked on a new quest. They traversed the icy expanses of the mountain, encountering ancient altars and mystic landmarks that hinted at the mountain's connection to realms beyond the mortal coil. The survivors delved into the heart of the mountain, where an otherworldly cavern awaited them. The air grew thick with a palpable energy as they confronted the entity that dwelled within. A shapeless, shadowy figure materialized before them, its voice a chorus of echoes that reverberated through the cavern. The entity spoke of a delicate balance that must be maintained, a pact that required the living to act as stewards of the mountain's supernatural essence. In return for their commitment, the entity offered protection and prosperity, ensuring that the mountain would remain a haven for those who sought adventure and solace. Reluctantly, the survivors accepted their newfound role as guardians of the mountain. The entity, satisfied with their pledge, merged with the shadows, becoming one with the ancient landscape. The symbols etched into the lodge's windows ceased to appear, and a serene calm settled over the once turbulent slopes. The survivors returned to the lodge, forever changed by the events that transpired. They carried the weight of their newfound responsibilities, knowing that the mountain's secrets were now intertwined with their destinies. The shadows and the snow had been appeased, but the survivors understood that the mountain would forever demand vigilance and respect. As the storm finally subsided and the skies cleared, revealing a star-studded night, the survivors stood on the lodge's balcony, gazing at the majestic peaks that stretched into the heavens. The mountain, now a silent guardian of both the living and the supernatural, watched over its domain with a stoic, timeless presence. The remote ski lodge, once plagued by the shadows and the snow, stood as a nexus between worlds, a place where the living and the supernatural coexisted in a delicate dance. And so, as the survivors embraced their new roles, they became part of the mountain's intricate tapestry, forever bound to the enigmatic forces that dwelled within the heart of the haunted peaks. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like and even better like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a great day.